everybody, it's Jacob Young. I apologize again. I think I'm back online. Could you guys please let me know if you're hearing me this time, loud and clear? I shut everything off. It seemed that we were having some sort of technical difficulties. But anyway, so anyway, we're back. We're live. It's working. Luke, what do you think?
It's good.
Yeah, I just got the thumbs up. I'm so sorry, and thanks for staying with me. And I'm going to go ahead and respond to some of your questions right now. And I'm going to kind of reiterate. Let's go back to the top of the show. What the heck, We got nothing but time. At least you guys, I have time. But yeah, so this is Luke. He's my son. He's here with me tonight. So anyway, so what I was talking about was the premiere of The Conners, and I want to know a little bit more people's thoughts about it because it felt really, really. I don't know. It felt like it was trying so hard, and without Roseanne in there, it felt like it was definitely missing a piece for me. Obviously, I don't condone whatsoever what she had said and her negative tweets and inappropriate things. But my question was, if she was able to be on the show and she tweeted and she upset her TV family, and she was able somehow to say sorry for what she had really done, because the characters are so similar, Roseanne the character, obviously. And what if ABC or what if the network would have done that? What if they would have given her the opportunity to actually publicly say sorry? And would we accept her back? Have you ever had somebody that's been like that in your life who's actually said something that's inappropriate to you and you forgave them? It doesn't mean that what she said was right. Obviously, it was horrible what she'd said. But so Michael's on. Cindy, you're on here with me. Amy, Candace Mack, okay, video is fine, sounds good. Guys, thank you so much. Who's ready for Halloween? We're going to be doing some serious celebration, and I'm hoping to get some video of this wonderful Halloween party that we partake as a family, and they have fun, competitions that are, family competitions, individual competitions. And this year we're really excited about it. I don't want to give it away, but we're all gonna be dressed as the same theme. Even my little Gracie, Molly, Kristen, of course, myself, and Luke. But we're not gonna tell them, right?
Yeah, we're not.
We're not saying a word. Saying a word about it.
There's one thing that we can tell you. It's in a movie. All we can tell you.
It is in a movie. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
So I want to go back to this competition, and I'm hoping that you guys will participate with me, because I wrote one, and one of my favorite Finnish drivers, Kimi Räikkönen, he wrote this book that came out of haikus, and it's a Japanese poem. It's got 3 lines, 5 syllables in the first one, 7 syllables in the second, 5 in the third, and this guy is like an international playboy. He drives a $3 million F1, car. He gets to see the world. He makes $100 million a year. And he came out with a haiku book. I mean, like, who would have ever thought? I'm just so enamored by this whole thing. I think it was so hilarious. So this was his. It was Finland. In summer, there's fishing. In winter, the fishing's bad. And I said it a little earlier. This guy's makes $100 million a year, and it's clearly not for his poetry, but it's a fun form of poetry. It's a difficult one to get right sometimes. And I wrote one called Utah. So Utah, backyard filled with trees, mountains with snow to ski on, like a vacation is home. And what I'm going to challenge you guys to do is make sure that, I want you guys to be able to write a couple of them, and I'm going to give away some prizes. I'll send them right off to you. I've got the boxes and everything for some merchandise of mine, and this would be one of them here. But it's jacob.daytimeafterdark@gmail.com. jacob.daytimeafterdark@gmail.com. And put haiku in the subject line so I can go ahead and I'll know exactly what we're talking about. So anyway, I wanted to get back into this interview, and I'm hoping that this interview works, because it was working earlier when I tested everything earlier today. And for some reason it doesn't, let me know, and I'll cut out of the interview, and we'll finish up the show, because we have a couple fun things that Luke and I wanted to do with you guys tonight, and something that Luke is really into.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Well, we're gonna have to wait to the end. And I want to see if this interview is actually going to play. So let me go ahead and put this on. This is my good friend Brad Everett Young. He has a great campaign going and charity called Dream Loud. It helps donate money back to schools that are losing their art programs. And so many of my actor friends are so involved with it. And everybody's behind it. He's got 650,000 Instagram followers on there. His photos are beautiful, and it's for a great cause, which that makes it even that much cooler. So let's see if we can actually get this thing working here. Here we go. Good friend of mine. We share the same last name, Jacob Wayne Young, Brad Everett. We're definitely related somewhere down the line. Brigham was a busy man.
There's some fertile people out there, you know.
Yeah. So yes, there are, and their last names apparently are Young. All the fertile ones.
Yes.
So we're here because I wanted to take this opportunity. I was not only just doing a photo shoot with this amazing photographer, amazing talent, amazing artist, but a lot of people don't know about what you're doing. I mean, a lot of people do, but a lot of people don't, and I think the world should know because it's such an important charity. Can we call it a charity?
Yeah.
I mean, it's an awareness, a charity, and it's something that I think everybody should be doing at home, and we're going to get into that. But I wanted to start off with where you're from. You're from Virginia originally, right, Brad?
Little Southern boy.
Southern boy. What brought you to Los Angeles?
I came out originally from medical school. I got into medical school at UCLA. Came out and I deferred it for a year to get money to pay for school and everything. And then that first month here, I had a manager friend that said, "Hey, do you want to go out and audition or two?" And I was like, "Sure." Sent me on my first audition. Landed the audition, ended up on JAG on CBS, got my SAG card, joined in the first month I was here, and then just started booking roles left and right because I was fresh meat. So it was just like, I don't know, every WB and Fox had all these teenage shows, and I was just one after another, and like, it just, I don't know.
Share with the audience that, may not know, what were some of your credits that you got?
I'm old. So when I moved here, all the original shows were on, like, I said,
the original.
But like, the original,
not the remakes.
90210, Charmed, all the first original versions of the series were on Buffy. So I just did all that stuff, and right off the bat, got to work with Aaron Spelling and J.J. Abrams and Josh Whedon, and like learning from them and being on set and seeing how they communicate with people every single day. And like J.J. Abrams would go around and knew every single person's name and shake every hand every single day and talk, and just like he knew, and like if he thought something was a little bit off, like, "Hey, blah blah," like, and you call someone over, "Look at this, what you think?" Like, it wasn't just his vision; it was a family vision. So it just like. Yeah.
And a great mentor to learn from. These guys, class, professionalism. There's something to be said about a simple handshake and going from person to person and saying, good to see you again today. And that starts from the top down. And we talk a lot about, what it takes to be in this industry and how to become a success at it. That is one of the number one factors. Kindness. Yes.
People forget it all the time.
Yeah. I mean, we get a lot of powerful people that make a lot of money in this industry. And it can, I think the one thing that happens is power goes to people's heads. And then it starts to go downhill from there. But these guys, the why they were so successful, the J.J. Abrams, the Aaron Spelling.
The human being aspect that people take out so much. And that's the relatability in all their projects that people relate to and believe, like, I could be on that starship. I could be that witch. I could be that surfer dude. Like, it doesn't matter what part it is. They believe you because they did it in a relatable way. Pick out themselves. So.
Right. Well, I've got some questions for you. So you have a dual career as an actor and a photographer. What skills would you say that these two professions have in common?
Well, I took what made me start Dream Loud. I had a little break in between an acting job I worked for HBO and was on hold for a few months, and I found out about the art programs being out. But when I started doing the photography again, me being an actor changed everything because I don't want you guys just coming and shooting any pictures. Like, I want you guys shooting pictures that resonate or get you that shots you've never gotten before. Or like, I used to test shoot for all these shows that I used to book because I would go in and they would say, "You're not that part. You don't look like that guy," and whatever. And I was testing for this big show that I won't say, Mad Men. And the casters were very blunt, like, "You don't look this part at all. I don't know why this is you, and you read very well, but like, you're just not what we're looking for." So I was like, "Screw you." So I left. I didn't say it there. You don't say it there.
You never say that to the casting director.
Call your family, call your mom, and say it home. But don't say it there.
Scream and kick at anybody else. Yell.
Say thank you for insulting me. Walk out.
Yeah.
And then I left, and I went down to Melrose, and I found a Mad Men vintage 50 suit. Called my friend a photographer. We did a test shoot. had my agent manager resubmit the next day, booked it right away.
Yeah.
You have to put that image. You have to tell them or show them you can play that part. Just
Yeah.
change their image of you.
You got to change their perspective altogether. Yeah.
So when you guys are coming in to shoot, yes, you're coming in to help me raise awareness for the art programs, but I want you guys getting something out of this. So I want you guys getting shots that gets you that next job, that gives you that shot that makes your fans go, wait, what? I've never seen him look like that before. And it just changes the whole game. Like that's the thing.
And Brad has that timeless, ability that makes it look like it's some, your photography looks like it's something from another generation. You feel like you're in the 1950s. Maybe in the 60s on LSD. Yeah. We talked about that last episode, being on LSD, and how it really no, we don't do drugs. But why are you laughing?
We have a lot of creative people.
We got a lot of creative people we work with. They might be on drugs, not us though. So, did you say to yourself one day, "Hey, Brad, I'm going to be a professional photographer"?
No. I trained in it. Yes, as a kid, I started out photography. My parents gave me a Polaroid camera, which started it all, like running around the house using up all the film, and just when we'd have birthdays, we wouldn't have enough film. My parents have to hide it.
I'm sure your parents were probably pretty pissed off about that.
Yeah, so Polaroid got me into it, and then I did it in college and high school, and ran the papers and stuff and all. And then when I came out here, I did a little photography, red carpet event stuff and all. But then I threw myself into acting, so it went all away.
So when we do these photo shoots, which we did today, Brad is still a huge Polaroid advocate, and we shot on 3 different Polaroid cameras, and one of which that actually prints out immediately. Obviously, it's a Polaroid, but it also has a sticky back to it, so it's like a sticker. It's like it's brilliant.
Polaroid Snap Touch is their first shoot, edit, and print on the spot, and it saves it to a disc where you can reprint it, re-edit, redo stuff as you go home. So, and that was important to use those because kids text me or tweet me all the time saying, "I want a $5,000 camera shoot like you." I'm like, you don't need it. A $100 camera, $200 camera from the Polaroid can do exactly what you need.
Because it's digital and you just pop it onto your computer and you do it the same way as any other.
You can move up the line, but like that starts it all. That little simple Polaroid that gets you that instant classic moment you need to start that creativity.
Polaroid needs to be paying you for this because it sounds like this is a commercial, but I'm sold, man. I'm going to go out and buy one right now. Thanks, Polaroid.
Car commercial.
So, I have a few more questions for you. As a photographer, you primarily work in black and white. Yeah. As an actor, you were in the Oscar award-winning movie The Artist, which was also shot in black and white. I was digging for some deep stuff. I
play an inmate that they put away as well, so a little mentally not there. So,
that's not even a stretch for you.
I don't know. That's where the straight jacket comes in and stuff, So like.
But what is it about the black and white versus color that really motivates you?
My parents raised me watching Hitchcock and all those old school movies and stuff, and like I just love that classic look to everything, and just like it just never gets old. Like it's just like things can change in time, but that stuff looks like a moment in time that you can never take away again. Like it's just simple, nothing there but you, the lights, the bow tie, the one. It's just that classic moment, the cigarette, whatever it is. Like it just moment in time.
Yeah. And so they're so powerful. The images are so powerful, and that's what we want to talk about now. Is can you tell people what Dream Loud is about? I mean, what are we dreaming about? Tell them
it covers all bases, but it's mainly a campaign to raise awareness for the schools losing the art music programs and to encourage parents and whoever else to step in and help save them. It was all majorly a visual awareness campaign because, like, when I first started, I went home to Virginia, and 2 of the 4 schools in my area had lost the programs. I thought that was just because I'm from a small town, and I come out here, and every other school in LA was getting rid of them too. I'm like, why are they doing that?
Across the country.
Just dropping the funding and going towards other things and stuff. So I was like, how do I make sure they know that this is important? How do I get parents' attention to know that their kids are losing the programs? Because I had 2 friends that just got back on soap operas, and I'm like, let me just shoot a couple of pictures because I didn't want to give schools money because I want to make sure they got the supplies. I don't want things going to not. I want to make sure they get exactly what they need to keep the programs going. So if it's paintbrushes, band uniforms that they've had for 30 years.
Most schools have these 30-year-old band uniforms.
Disgusting, but whatever they need. So I want to make sure they get that stuff. Keyboards, whatever. So I started shooting my friends on soap operas, and then I had parents watching my photo shoot saying, "Wait, my kid doesn't have art programs anymore." So I got parents going to PTA meetings again, having fundraisers at schools and stuff. And I got home for Christmas the first year I did this, and I'd done some shots with Ryan Carnes and John Lipnicki, and the kids were sitting on the floor, and I was sitting in front of my parents' Christmas tree, and I'm getting tagged in pictures on Instagram. It's all these kids with Dream Loud written on their hands saying, "My mom gave me piano lessons for Christmas. My mom gave me guitar. My mom gave me a Polaroid camera." I'm like,
That's beautiful.
It's working. So it's just like step by step. Like
It is.
you know.
I did a show, and I hate talking about myself this way, but I did a show for this specific reason back in Maryland for my wife's hometown, and I brought in a bunch of guys from Nashville, a bunch of artists, and we did a concert, and the proceeds went to fund the band uniforms, to fund the school instruments. Because I was equally as aware, and I mean, being an artist myself, I mean, that was my favorite time in school. Was
It got me to school. I didn't skip school because of that. Like, I want to go to school days. There's something fun to do instead of just sitting with the books and stuff. Not that books aren't fun.
No, yeah, I mean,
but,
everybody's got
just
their
want to make
thing,
sure
but
you have something. But it got me to school. My friends were skipping school and doing horrible things, and now they're in prison. Don't go to prison.
So if people want to find out more, go to prison.com. If people want to find out more about Dream
This is where the
Loud,
lawsuits start.
it's dreamloudofficial.com, and hopefully there will be no lawsuits.
Yes.
Dreamloudofficial.com.
Bradley 206 on Instagram. You can DM me. You can send messages, email, but it all comes through.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, check it out. Take the time, go through it. It's such a great cause, such a great thing to inspire your children, or even yourself again, because
it's a good outlet for emotions and stuff. And like I said, these kids today don't have anywhere to put their emotions, because when I had a problem as a kid, I would go paint a picture, draw something, or sing a song. These kids don't have these outlets right now to put these emotions, and they're going home and picking up a gun and going back and killing everybody. And like, they need somewhere to put these emotions and find that balance in between the video games, which violence is a real part of life, and they have to have those video games. That's there. You can't get rid of that.
No.
But just find a balance to let them know that that's not all there is. There is a creative side, there's a passion side, there's a love side. Make it all come together and just make the brain work better.
Yeah, we
That's
need,
it, right?
we need to go back in time,
Yeah.
like 20 years, 30 maybe.
They invent time travel, 1987, and never coming out again.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brad Everett Young. Make sure you check him out on all of his social media platforms. And this is Jacob Young saying thank you for joining us tonight, Daytime After Dark. I'm sorry, the sound is back. But no, so make sure you check out Brad Everett Young, everything that he's doing. Look at all of his social medias. Hang out with him, online. He's just doing such a great thing for kids and from the school systems that are losing these art programs. So it's really, really powerful, and I'm super, super stoked for him. Anyway, so he was mentioning in the interview something about video games, and we have to make sure that we have that balance in our lives, and especially young people
Like me.
like Luke, who plays video games. And Luke loves the game Fortnite. And if for some reason you don't know what Fortnite is, you're probably living on Mars, because every kid out there is doing their dances, they're playing the video game, and it's really cool. So, but Luke and I, we want to do something fun. He wanted to do something fun. He came up with this contest of doing these Fortnite dances, and we're gonna draw a couple from this hat, and Luke's gonna do it, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to emulate what he is doing with these dances. So, well, here we go. You ready?
Yep.
All right, okay, hold on. All right, Luke. So which
So,
why don't you draw one out? Make sure you stand right here.
yeah.
You gotta step over here and do it.
Oh, this one's
Okay, what is this one? This is the electric shuffle. Whoa, that is hard. How do you do? Show me again.
so you start like this,
Like this.
and then you
Turn all the way around.
turn. Yeah.
Okay. This.
And then, and then you turn back.
turn back around and point.
Yeah.
Well, my wife plays this game with him, and I think she's a lot better at it than I am. So, okay, why don't I draw one out? Yeah, I'm not looking. The Running Man. So, what's kind of interesting, because like back in the day, I knew what the Running Man was. It was like like this, but it's different on this game. It's like a new adaptation of the Running Man. Could you show me how it goes? Yeah, it's like something like this, right? But I think they were doing like a step. I saw this one. I saw this. Like they kind of go back and forth, right?
Yeah, only on certain skins though.
Oh, okay. What you want to explain what a skin is?
Like there's major skins in the game. So mine would probably be Yonder or
Nice. What is your turn? Do two more. Gentleman's dab. Oh yeah, the gentleman's dab. It's the dab with a bow, right?
yeah.
Can you do it both ways? All right, draw one more. Here we go. Infinite dab. Shows me. Oh. Nice. High five. Give me high fives. Nice. We're gonna jump back in here. So Fortnite. Everybody's mad about it. They're so crazy about it. I haven't played it. This little man's been playing it. He loves it, and it's great. It's a great fun thing to do with your family, like what we just did too, because there's so many of these dances that are on there, and and they're having it's just fun to do. So I highly recommend it, and it's a fun game with your kids. I wanted to let everybody know too that I kind of mentioned it while we had a bad connection, but I'm getting ready to start a new Hallmark Christmas movie. I've actually secretly been dying to do a Hallmark Christmas movie. They just never had the opportunity, and I'm so excited about it. And here's the cool thing: it shoots here in Utah, so I'm actually getting to work from home, which I love. I get to So Luke is definitely going to be coming down to the set also, and and having some fun with me. Also, I'm going to be in Massachusetts. So if you're in the tri-state area, New York, Connecticut, I'm going to be at the Markets of Eastfield in Springfield, Massachusetts on October 20th. So please, if you're in the area, come by and see me. I'm going to be playing some songs, obviously a Q&A, signing some autographs, hanging out. I'd love to see some of you guys come out if you can, if you're in the area. I know that there's VIP tickets that are for sale. I don't know what all that entails, but they set that up. But you can find out more information if you go to the Markets of Eastfield's website. If you just look up Markets of Eastfield in Massachusetts, they have a whole list of different people that come in there, from some professional wrestler guys and gals, all sorts of different celebrities. So I'll be out there 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on October 20th, and that's, again, the Markets of Eastfield in Springfield, Massachusetts. So it'd be great to see some come to Pittsburgh. I'd love to, Michael. That would be great. I'd love to get out there. And Tavia says, when are you coming back to New York? Well, at the moment, there isn't a New York, in my near future, but I'm hoping that will be very soon. Let's see what else. Who else did we got? Did we miss some questions? Thanks for the comment. I'm a wonderful father. That's wonderful. Thank you. Terrell said, I used to play Super Mario Brothers when I was Luke's age. It brings me back to so many memories. It's so true. I remember playing Super Mario Brothers. I remember I just couldn't put it down until I beat it, and it took forever. And then you found out there was all those shortcuts later on, and you ended up able to beat it. Now guys beat Mario Brothers in 5 minutes flat. I don't know.
Mario Brothers, they're not Mario Brothers.
Mario Kart.
8.
Yeah. So I've got a couple of these, this new movie, this Hallmark movie, and then there's another film that I just did with Matthew Lawrence. If you don't recognize his name, his brother Joey Lawrence is quite famous. Matthew's awesome, and it's a Lifetime movie that we just shot together. I can't give anything away, but it was a real pleasure and a lot of fun to be working on that film. Let me go ahead and field some more. Frank says, been telling you Pittsburgh for how long? I'm just saying. Yeah, I know. I'd love to get out to Pittsburgh. It's so funny. I just have never had any appearances. I feel like I've been everywhere, and Pittsburgh is one of those places that I've just not been able to visit. Now, I don't know if that's just because we don't have a booker out there or somebody that's putting it together, but I'll definitely try to get out there, Frank. See, anything else? Any other questions? Any other comments you'd like to ask me? I'd love to field anything that you guys have in mind.
And, okay, here's a question.
What's the question?
What is your Fortnite name? Tell me it when I get Fortnite.
Oh, what's your Fortnite handle?
No, name.
Oh, your name. Oh, okay.
Okay, so when you put
I'm
it in
so
the
out of
comment-
it. Tell me.
So when you put it down in the comment, we're gonna save this, and then I'm gonna look down for your Fortnite names, and then type it up, and I'll friend you.
All right. Well, Luke says he'll be friending you if you
Put your name on in the comments.
Yeah, and we can always do that on another time too, Bubba. So I used to watch all the Lawrence brothers, including the youngest, Andrew, on Brotherly Love back in the day. Yeah, they, Joey and, the Lawrence family have been in the industry for a long time. I mean, I think he was on Facts of Life or one of those shows like that. He's made a lot of appearances when he was a little kid, and I think there was like Coke commercials. He's been around forever. South Carolina is a great place to be, Amy says. North Carolina and South Carolina, that is. Love to get down there. In fact, there's something that is coming together for me pretty soon in North and South Carolina, and I'll let you guys all know about that when we get closer. Garen, thank you so much. My show is so much fun. Thanks for all that you give back. I really appreciate that. Kristen says Blossom. Whoa, Blossom. That was a show. It's before your time. I never thought I would say that, but it's before your time. No. Well, anyway, so I also wanted to give a big shout out to my very good friend and segment producer. It's his birthday today, Mark Rosano, and he's in the chat right now. So if you feel so inclined, please wish him a happy birthday. Great friend of mine. He's been in my life for a very, very long time. Garen said the show was Give Me a Break. That's right. And wish him a happy birthday. He also he was the managing producer of the show Beauty and the Beast on Broadway, and I was lucky enough to work with him, and now he works with me, and he helps me, out with this and amongst other things.
Look.
Happy birthday, Mark. I'm seeing people say happy birthday. Wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, yeah, do that dance move. I want to see that one. How did you do that? How do you do that funky one? You got to get in the camera. Let me see you in the camera. Show everybody. Oh, no, you got to be on the camera right here, right there. Okay. There you go, buddy.
Okay.
What do you call that one?
Orange Justice.
Orange Justice? Who comes up with these names?
It's on Fortnite.
Well, Luke is so cool. Luke is he's aspiring. He wants to be an actor as well, and we've talked about that a lot. As long as I can be in his life and help him out through the process, then I say yes. But it is a very hard industry for anybody to bring their kids into. There's a lot of rejection, so they have to be very aware and have a really open mind. And you have to have an open mind as a parent and not push your kids into it. But I think Luke's going to be I know he's going to be a talented little actor. Jacob, would you consider doing Broadway again? Absolutely, Lindsay. This is Lindsay Albright. I just, there's been a couple shows that were offered and they wanted me to audition for, but it was timing. Timing wasn't right. So I definitely am going to consider coming back when the time is right. Hey, Jacob, the show is awesome. I remember you as JR on All My Children. What other projects are you working on? Daquan. I just want to make sure that I'm saying that right. Yeah, so, I've got 5 movies that are coming out in 2019, all for next year release, 3 of which are Lifetime movies. 1 is for theatrical release, and the other one is this Hallmark movie that I just mentioned. So I've been pretty busy. It was kind of a slow summer, but early summer, late spring, it was very busy for me, and now it's picking back up. It's pretty common in the summertime. Most of the industry, like anybody, takes a summer vacation and things slow down. So Terrell says, do you keep in contact with your former All My Children castmates, Chriselle Staus? I do. I see her from time to time now. She's Chriselle Hartley. Yes. Have him do the Macarena.
No.
Luke learned the Macarena the other day.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do it.
But yeah, so yeah, I definitely keep in touch with them, and when I see them, with Alicia Minshew, Cameron Matheson, all those, they're also wonderful. And I hate saying that this show was better than other shows, but personally, the group that I worked with on All My Children was probably the biggest pleasure to work with. It was an amazing time in our lives. It was an amazing show to be a part of, and I miss it terribly. There has not been a show like that as far as the personal camaraderie and just the relationships that we all had with each other. Everybody was lifting each other up when things were tough, and it's sad. It's sad that we don't get to be living in that, doing that All My Children anymore. Would you consider doing another soap, maybe Days of Our Lives? No, I don't know much about Days of Our Lives. I have friends that are over there. I know that they have a situation where they're only renewing their show once a year, but the ratings keep staying and people are still tuning in, and that's wonderful. So I wouldn't be sure. I played Lucky Spencer, of course, on General Hospital. And a lot of people have mixed feelings about me being Lucky, but that was 18 years ago, and I would be interested in maybe playing something else. I know they've brought Tamara Braun. I think she came back as somebody else on General Hospital. So I think it's doable if for some reason Lucky is not in the picture. I would be interested in maybe doing that. But I'm really excited about what's going on in my career right now with film, and and what's the television opportunities that are coming my way. Thank you. Let's see, we all miss All My Children. Luke is cute.
I'm ready.
No, you gotta stay in here. You gotta take those comments, man. What do you say? Thank you?
Whoever said that.
I'm back to GH. Well, I mean, who knows? We'll see what the future holds. And, make sure you tell your friends about the show. We're not going to be having, hopefully, any more of these technical difficulties that we've been running into. But this is not a perfect science. I'm producing it. I'm writing it. I'm operating all the equipment simultaneously, so I'm really doing the job of like 5 people. If it was a regular talk show like Ellen or any other, I would just be sitting there asking the questions and maybe dancing around a little bit. But I'm literally wearing the hats of a whole production right now, and it's a little tricky. I just wish the next time that there won't be another issue. So, but thanks for sticking with me.
Dad, it says you and Luke should.
Go ahead, do a song, man.
No, you and me have to sing.
Well, we'll have to write something together and do a song or play something that you like. Candace says, I will say this from my opinion, there is a huge difference between New York soaps and LA soaps. New York soaps casts were more tight-knit and were more like a family. Candace, that is so true. And also, I in general, working as an actor in New York, whether it was even on a soap opera or you were doing Broadway, the community was so much stronger. It was such a wonderful experience because they made you feel like a major star. Whereas in Los Angeles, a lot of times there's a stigma that comes with being a soap actor, and there were for many years they wouldn't allow other people to come into these into the other sides parts of the medium, so primetime film. So it was a wonderful time to work in New York, and I have these memories that come flooding back all the time. Fun show tonight. Appreciate the shout out. Of course, Mark, no problem. And Young and the Restless would be great. Amy says, Michael, you are awesome. I love you. I thank you. I love you too. And I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up right now. But next week I think is gonna be flawless. So make sure you tell your friends, tune in, and we're going to have a fun show for you. And I'm always going to have a great interview, something that we can educate ourselves about a person. Like, I'm looking at maybe doing some cooking segments soon. I love to cook, so I think that would be a lot of fun. And make sure you tell me what you'd like to see, too.
And everybody get a shout out. We're not gonna read through all of them, but everybody gets a shout out today.
Everybody gets a shout out. And see how you slam dunked it at the same time? All right, everybody. Thank you so much. You have a good night, and we will see you next Wednesday for Date Time After Dark.